evening, everyone. Welcome to Lunar Flow. Today is June 3rd. I can't believe it's already June. It feels like time is moving too fast sometimes, and sometimes too slow. But welcome to today. Today is the Balsamic moon in Aries. So we just had a pretty powerful lunar eclipse and the full moon last week. So last week's practice was the day after, actually, so within like 24 hours after. And so today we're kind of moving our way towards the new moon. And we'll also have the summer solstice coming up as well, which will signify a new season. So a lot is happening within us as well as around us. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the edge of a block. You can sit on the edge of a blanket, a pillow. If you are following me on YouTube or on Instagram, please press play on my Spotify playlist. You can find it by going to Lunar Flow with Nina, searching for that on Spotify. Otherwise, press play, make sure it's not on shuffle. And we'll go ahead and ground ourselves on our mat. Closing our eyes or keeping a soft gaze open. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And just seeing if you can just gently tilt the chest forward and open a little bit. So not tilting forward, but really just tilting at the hips forward and then bringing the shoulders back, opening the heart. Tuck the chin ever so slightly towards the chest. Notice the quality of the breath. Is it slow? Is it fast? Or is it somewhere in between? And also taking this moment to notice any sensations in the body, any tingling, maybe pressure, warmth, coolness. Where do you feel these sensations, and how can you describe them without judging or labeling them as good or bad, right or wrong? And just stay with those sensations for the next moment. Just see what happens if we bring awareness to what is happening in the body. Do you feel the sensations move? If you stay with them, perhaps they're staying where they are. Are they starting to go away? Are the sensations starting to become stronger? Just notice what happens. Along with bringing awareness to the breath, bringing awareness to the body sensations, just noticing where we are right now emotionally, mentally. Perhaps we can even say to ourselves a feeling that we have, whether that's I feel okay, I feel joyful, I feel content, I feel sad, I feel afraid, whatever it is. Perhaps just naming what sensation is coming up for you. And then once you name that sensation that you feel or that feeling that is coming up for you, simply allow for it to float away. And then perhaps naming another sensation. Perhaps naming another feeling, another thought that's coming in. And we're simply just naming, I feel insert feeling here, or this is what I'm thinking about right now. We're simply just taking this moment to just bring awareness to what is happening in the mind. And in a non-judgmental way, not judging or labeling what's coming up for us as good or bad, right or wrong. We're simply just observing. Just noticing if the jaw is clenched, noticing if our eyebrows are scrunched, seeing if we can soften our face, soften our shoulders away from our ears, relax the fingertips, the toes, and bring ourselves back to the breath. We can say thank you to the mind, thank you to the emotions for the wisdom that you just made me aware of. Now I'm going to come back to the breath. So the moon today is in Aries, and Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. It's very action-oriented, very fast-moving, very bold, very leadership-centered, and it happens to be in a balsamic moon phase, which is typically more associated with yin energy, which is more restorative, which can be a little bit of a conundrum. But I think there's beauty in being able to embody both. So the intention that I was going to have as sort of a holistic intention for class today was to find the beauty in slowing down. So kind of almost embodying the ability so we can still take charge, we can still move forward, we can still progress, we can still run after our goals. And that'll always be there for us, right? There will always be some goal, that we may be striving towards. There's always a long list of to-do tasks or a lot of responsibilities that we have. I think there's beauty in taking moments to slow down, right? And that actually, when we take moments to intentionally slow down, it actually gives us more energy, more zest to kind of go after the things that we want, or just to kind of show up in a more bold and confident way. So we're really just going to see if we can just ground and slow down today. So kind of following some of the similar themes of last week's class of how can we just slow down? Where am I turning the wheels? Whether that's in my mind, or whether that's, these expectations that I have on myself to get everything done and to be all the things for myself and everyone. Today, I wonder if we can just kind of go inward and really just slow down, and to even calm the nervous system, to really slow down this kind of daily grind that we can often find ourselves in. So if there's a specific intention that kind of feeds off of that you resonate with tonight, perhaps thinking of a specific intention that relates to yourself, perhaps around the idea of slowing down, around grounding ourselves, knowing that it is possible to be strong and be active and be bold and confident while also pausing in life to really find the intentionality in the pause. We'll practice that on the mat today. We can even practice this when sometimes we're in our yoga practice and we're already kind of moving on to the next thing, especially if we're doing a sequence that we are familiar with, which in this class, we do repeat the same lunar, the moon salutations, Chandra Namaskar. So even if we do know what's coming next, can we still find a way to pause and slow down and allow ourselves to be present in the now? And staying seated where you are, we're just going to gently open up the neck, bringing our right ear to our right shoulder. If it feels good to you, you can use your right hand to gently guide the head down by gently adding pressure to the left ear, opening up the cervical spine. And we're breathing here, seeing if we can relax our left shoulder away from our ears. And seeing if we can relax the right shoulder. We may notice that we're scrunching that right shoulder up. Can we allow that right shoulder just to relax a little bit more? And we can release that right hand, bringing our head back to center. Then we'll gently bring our left ear to our left shoulder, opening up the other side of the cervical spine. If it feels good, we can use our left hand to add a gentle pressure to that right ear. Once again, see if you can relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And at any point, if you need to modify what we are doing in any way, please feel welcome to stop what we're doing or to modify, adjust, or grab any props that you need. And we'll release that left hand. Before we go into neck circles, I'm going to have us do something a little bit different than I haven't had us do in this class before, but it's sort of a different way to open up the cervical spine. If at any point the neck feels really painful or there's sharpness, then please, please, please discontinue doing this. So now turn your head towards the right. So you're facing towards the right and tuck down, almost like you're looking down at your shoulder. Okay, so your head is turned to the right and then tuck the chin down. You can even use your right hand to gently place pressure on the crown of your head. And you can kind of nod the head down in this angle here that we're at. This can feel really good. And it's sort of the part of the cervical spine that we don't really pay much attention to. So just seeing if this feels good. Once again, seeing if we can relax the shoulders away from the ears. And you can relax that right hand. Feel free to do a gentle tilt on either side just to open it up. And then we'll just finish off on the left side. So this time look towards your left and then look down. Option to stay here, or you can use your left hand to very gently bring pressure to the crown of the head and bringing the gaze down. Keep that breath moving, flowing, shoulders away from the ears. And release that left hand. Now we can do some gentle neck rolls to really open up in a circular fashion. So you can start off by tucking your chin to your chest, and you can move to the right with right ear to right shoulder. Then if it feels good, rocking the head back, left ear to left shoulder, and moving in a circle or half circles if that feels good to you. And just paying attention to seeing if we're trying to move to the next thing. Okay, so next we're gonna reverse directions, or we're gonna eventually go into moon salutation. So just noticing if we are doing that, and it's okay if we aren't or we are. Just bringing our awareness back to the present. And switching directions if you were going in a circle. And we'll come back to center, shrugging the shoulders up to the ears and back down. Let's do that again, shrugging the shoulders up to the ears and back down. All right, so we're just going to do a bit of a cat and cow warm up before we start standing on our mat. So for cat and cow, coming onto our hands and our knees. Knees are hips width apart, hands are shoulders width apart, fingers spread wide. Starting off neutral, and then inhaling as we bring the navel towards the mat, bringing the gaze up into cow. Exhaling as we round the spine into cat. And inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat. So continue doing a few more rounds of these with your own breath. Feel free to go even slower if that calls to you right now. After all, we are slowing down today. So asking yourself, what do I need right now in this moment? Just a few more wherever you are. When you're in your next cow, hold that cow. Just hold it where you are. Keep that breath moving. And exhale as you hold your cat. Keep the breath moving here. And come back to center. Just for a moment, sit back in child's pose. Arms out in front of you, forehead to the mat. Just noticing what is coming up for you right now. And saying thank you to the wisdom that is making itself present to you. And on the next breath, gently roll back And we can make our way up onto our mats. Feel free to grab a block or blocks or any props that you may need, especially as we move through our flow. So grab anything that you need or grab some water. And whenever you're ready, we're going to stand in the middle of our mat. Our feet can be close to one another. You can have a slight separation between them. Let's just stand tall, palms facing forward, shoulders away from the ears, really grounding through our feet. Imagining the outer edges of our feet really rooting down into the mat, almost like there are roots emerging from them through the floor. Spreading those toes wide. And we'll blink open our eyes and we will start our moon salutations, Chandra Namaskar. Inhale as you sweep your arms to the sky. Interlace all fingers except for the index, shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale everything up. Exhale over to your right, hips out to the left. Keep that breath moving. And gently inhale back to center. Exhale the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale everything back up. Exhale over to your left. Keep that breath moving, hips out to the right. And inhale back to center. Exhale, release the hands, palms towards the ground. Very slowly, no rush here. We are where we need to be right now in this moment, taking our time. Beautiful. And then widen the feet wider than the hips. Toes are out, heels are in. Let me just quickly put the light on so you can see me a little bit better. All right. So wider than the hips, toes are out, heels are more in. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale as we sink down into Goddess, Utkatasana. Breathing here. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink down. Beautiful. And inhale, straighten. Bring the arms to the side. Left toes face the left side of the room. Pivot those right toes in front of you. Getting ready for triangle. Great time to have a block or a prop nearby if you need. Tucking that left hip into the right hip. Reaching, reaching, reaching with that right hand. When you can't reach anymore, left arm comes down towards the mat. Right arm comes up towards the sky. And feel free to keep your gaze down. Feel free to bend one or both knees. And you can place your left hand on a prop on the ground. Breathing here. If you have room, you can gently work your heart towards the sky, but really listen to the wisdom of your body tonight. That might not be in the cards tonight. It may just be keeping our gaze down, keeping our heart down. Wherever that is for you right now, that's okay. It's okay to be where you are. Keep that breath moving. And on the next breath, very gently rise back up to standing. This time completely face the left side of your mat and widen the feet to the mat's width distance. And you can separate your feet from one another lengthwise if you want to feel more solid in your standing. Finding a place for your hands. This can be opposite elbows. This can be on the hips, or it can be hidden prayer. So finding what works for you this evening. Inhale the heart open to the sky. Exhale as you forward fold. Feel free to adjust your stance as needed as well. Letting the head and the neck relax towards the mat, shoulders away from the ears. You can bend one or both knees. Feel free to even bring the arms all the way down. to a block, if that feels better for you. Keep that breath moving, providing sustenance, energy to the body. And on the next breath, gently release the hands down to the mat on the inside of that left foot and come onto that right knee. So we're coming into Anjaneyasana. Feel free to roll up the mat or place something underneath that right knee, or if it feels better, you can sit back on that right knee. So just tuning into the body's wisdom. Option here to bring the hands at the heart in prayer. You can bring the arms up to the sky, or you can bring the arms back behind you. You can even interlace if you feel more open today. So choosing where you want to be in this moment, not in the future, but where do you want to be right now? Option to even open the heart to the sky. Most importantly, keep the breath moving here. Do not hold in the breath. Pushing into that left foot. And on the next breath, gently rise up. Bring the hands on the inside of that left foot as you turn to the long edge of your mat again in ninja. Right leg is extended. You're on the ball or flat part of your left foot. Feel free to try balancing if you want to get a little bit of core stability here with one hand in prayer or both. Breathing here, see if you, wherever you are, see if you can add length in the spine. And on the next breath, use the hands to gently switch sides. Coming onto the ball or the flat part of your right foot. Left leg is extended and flexed. And adding length in the spine here. So you can still keep your hands on the ground and add length in the spine by pushing the heart through, or you can have the hands in prayer or half prayer. Breathing here in this present moment. Slowing down. We'll get to where we need to go when we do, whenever that happens. And on the next breath, gently bring the hands down to the mat and come onto your left knee. Anjaneyasana, other side. Adjust as needed so that that left knee is not in pain or sharpness or terrible discomfort. Or in that right foot is bent. Option for the arms, you can raise them to the sky, back behind you, interlace, at the heart, whatever feels good for you. If you have room, you can open the heart to the sky ever so slightly, but keep that breath moving. Sometimes we can get so overly focused almost on what we're doing that we forget to breathe. So really important to keep breathing. Find that middle ground of being present and keeping that prana, that life force, that breath moving in the body. And on the next breath, gently rise up. Use your hands to help yourself come up onto your feet. Separate the feet mats width apart, then you can bring them far away from each other to add some distance. And finding a place for your hands again. That could be opposite elbows, it could be the hips, it could be hidden prayer. Whatever you're doing, get there slowly and mindfully, no rushing here. Inhale the heart open to the sky. Exhale as we forward fold, bending one or both knees, letting the head and neck relax down towards the ground. Relaxing the jaw, separating the teeth. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, letting gravity do its thing right now. the next breath, very, very gently roll up, one vertebra at a time. You can release the hands. Bring the feet towards one another. Keep them the distance apart, but bring them both about in the middle of the mat. Your right toes are facing the right side of your mat. Bring those left toes to the front. So we're getting ready for triangle. Other side, Untitled Chapter. Arms out to the side. Tuck that right hip into the left. Reach, reach, reach with your right hand. When you can't reach anymore, right arm comes down towards the mat. Left arm comes up towards the sky. And feel free to adjust. You can keep your gaze down. If you have room to bring the heart towards the sky, you can. Otherwise, you can keep the heart facing down. You can bend one or both knees. You can use a prop for the right hand. So many options based on what your body needs right now, the wisdom that is presenting itself to you. We just have to choose to listen. And slowing down can help us hear these messages more. They're not being overtaken by the daily grind, right? Of the constant to-do list. We can really take time to slow down and hear what is actually happening in our inner worlds. Now on the next breath, gently rise up. Face the long edge of your mat. Feet are wider than the hips. Toes are out, heels are in. Inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale down into goddess, sinking those hips down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sinking down. And inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink down. And inhale, straighten. Face the palms towards the ground. Slowly bring them down as if there's wind blowing up on them, so a little bit of resistance. Taking our time to embrace this present moment. The next thing will always be there. And when the arms are lowered, you can heel toe the feet back in. Keep them about hips width apart and close the eyes. Notice what sensations are in the body right now. Noticing where they are. What you could name this sensation. No judging or labeling of the sensation, but just naming what it is. Noticing if it's different than what sensations you felt earlier. It's okay if they are or they aren't. There's no right or wrong answer here. And we can come back, gently bringing our eyes open and bringing the feet closer together as we do the second half of our Chandra Namaskar. So as we move through this, I'm actually going to really embody and emphasize the slowness of this. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is that you have to do, right? I'm not going to tell you like bring the feet this way, do this with the arms. I'm just going to bring us into the next asana. And I'm going to allow for you to slowly get there and to do whatever you need to do. There's no right or wrong here. We're going to incorporate a little bit more silence for the second half. Give us that time to really listen to what the body needs, right? And even my voice can sometimes get in the way, right, of you being able to hear what it is that is actually happening inside. So we're going to just see what comes up for us and see what we notice. All right, inhale the arms to the sky, interlacing everything but index. Inhale up, exhale to your left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale up. Exhale to your right. Inhale back to center. Lower the arms. Bring the feet wider than the hips. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Prepare for triangle. Left toes front, right toes right. Reaching with the right hand. Landing where you may in triangle. Inhaling back up. Exhale, arms to the side. Turn to the right side of the mat. Finding positioning for your hands. Inhale, the heart open to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Gentle reminder to relax where you can. And to keep breathing. Inhale, gently come back up to standing. Release the hands and come on to the left knee. Right knee bent. Opening the heart to the sky, placing the hands where you feel called to right now. Keep that breath moving. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, turn to the long edge. Coming up into ninja. Left leg extended. And on the next breath, gently switch sides. Right leg extended now in ninja. And inhale, release the hands down. Exhale as you turn to the left, right knee down, Anjaneyasana, other side. Breathing here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, gently make your way to standing. Getting ready for a pyramid, Parswatanasana. Finding a placement for your hands, adjusting the stance. Inhale the heart open to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Gentle reminder here to keep breathing and to soften where you can. On the next breath, gently come back up to standing. Releasing the hands, turning that right foot to the long edge and lengthening that stance, getting ready for triangle. Left hip into the right, reaching with that left hand and landing where you land. And on the next breath, gently rise up, coming into goddess, wider than the hips, toes out, heels in. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, staying here for 3 full breaths. And straightening. Inhaling the arms down. Exhaling as the feet come back together. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Index fingers long. Inhale everything up. Exhale over to your left. Inhale back to center. Exhale down. Inhale back up. Exhale over to your right. And inhale, come back to center. Bring the palms down at the heart. Separate the feet. Then gently close the eyes and just notice what is present within you right now. Notice what the breath feels like. Notice what sensations are in the body. And gently blink open the eyes if they are closed. Release the hands and make your way down to your mat on your back. Not quite a Shavasana, but getting there. So lying down on your back. When you do get on your back, you can bring both knees into the chest, giving yourself a tight squeeze, rocking left and right, massaging the spine. You can move the knees in circles if that feels good to you. And if you do move them in circles, just switch direction whenever you feel ready. And then gently bringing both knees down to the left side of your body. If you are not pregnant or trying to get pregnant, if you are, then please just keep the knees into the chest. You can alternate knees. If you are coming into the twist, knees are down to the left side of your body. Shoulder blades stay on the mat. Your gaze can be wherever feels good for you. Feel free to release the arms down into a T. Just breathing here, releasing any excess need to move faster than we need to, releasing all that inner criticism that we have to ourselves, releasing criticism that we have to others, any excess anger, heat, releasing that in the spinal twist right now. Almost like we're wringing a towel, right? We're kind of getting rid of all that extra stuff. And if there's anything else that you want to let go of right now that is not serving you right now, imagine that as you twist, it is being released. And the next breath, gently bring both feet back to the mat. Both knees are bent. Just gently push into the feet, lifting the hips off of the mat just to neutralize the spine and lower the hips back down. Once again, hugging both knees into the chest, giving yourself a tight squeeze. You can rock left and right, massaging the spine. And if you are able to do so, you can bring the knees to the right side of the body. Once again, if you are pregnant or you're trying to get pregnant, just please alternate the knees one at a time towards the chest, or you can come into figure four if you would like. If you are in the side twist, shoulder blades stay on the mat, gaze is wherever feels comfortable. We're taking a second chance here at wringing out all that we no longer need right now. The need to be anywhere else other than where we are right now. The need to be anyone else other than who we are right now. Honoring the journey. And it doesn't need to be a fast journey. It doesn't need to be a busy, constantly filled to the brim with activities journey. There's a lot of beauty in the stillness, in the slow detours, the slow routes that we take just to enjoy the scenery. And the next breath, gently bring both feet back down to the mat. Both knees bent. Gently push into the feet, lift the hips off the mat to neutralize the spine. And one last hugging of the knees into the chest, giving yourself a tight squeeze, rocking left and right, massaging the spine. And bringing the feet into happy baby, grabbing the outsides or any part of the feet that feel good to you, knees towards the mat. You can keep rocking left and right. And then when you're ready, just bringing the legs out in front of you, the arms to the side. You have the option of just going into Shavasana now if you'd like, or I was going to do a gentle visualization meditation that you can keep lying down. You can grab a blanket or a pillow, any props that call to you right now. And lay down comfortably, getting as comfortable as possible. I'm going to have us visualize the energy in our body. So this is referred to in many schools of thought as different things, but I'll be referring to it as prana, which is a life force. And we're simply going to bring our awareness to our breath at the navel. So we're going to bring the breath down into the navel in a way that when we inhale, we can feel the navel move away from the spine, that expansion of our belly with the inhale. And we'll notice how the navel moves towards the spine on the exhale, almost like we're releasing, right, air from a balloon. Feel free to place one hand on the heart, the other hand on the navel, or you can even place both on the navel or the heart, whatever calls to you right now. And I want you to imagine that where your navel is, there's this beautiful golden light. Every time you inhale, this golden light just expands in the navel, in that belly. And imagine that when you exhale, that golden light spreads throughout the body. It disperses to all edges. On your next inhale, hold that inhale. Hold it for a few breaths. Imagine that that golden light is getting even more gold. And then release that exhale as that golden light, that prana, moves throughout our body. On the next inhale that you do, inhale normally, that golden light filling up the belly. Exhale normally, but hold that exhale out. And imagine as you're holding that exhale out, that that prana is glowing even stronger to every part of our body. It's going beyond our skin to around us, forming an aura around us. And breathe normally. Continue imagining this golden light spreading in the body, originating from that navel, and even moving outside of us, forming this shield almost over us. But instead of a shield that guards us, it's a shield that actually connects us to everything around us. Imagine that this golden light is even warm if that's what you need right now, or it's cold if that's what you need right now. Imagine it nourishing you in the way that you need and around you. And feel free to continue inhaling and exhaling and holding in either way, or you can just rest in Shavasana for the remaining few minutes of class. Slowly start to deepen the breath, bringing movement into the body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, stretching the arms up overhead, stretching the legs out in front of you, going really tall. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto either side, pausing here, taking a moment to collect the breath. And when you're ready, making your way back up onto your mat in a comfortable seated position. Bringing the palms together at the heart. You can keep your eyes closed or a soft gaze open. Bowing down, bringing our chin to our fingertips. Giving gratitude to ourselves for showing up to our yoga practice. Giving gratitude to those in our lives that show up for us. Giving gratitude to our mind, our body, our breath, and the connectedness of all that we are grateful for. I thank each and every one of you for practicing with me this evening. It is always an honor to share this practice with you. Have a wonderful rest of your week, your weekend, and I hope that you find moments to slow down and pause and connect with yourself. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. And just a quick announcement, starting next Thursday, in just accordance with the moon cycle, we happen to be moving into a little bit more of yang energy in the next few Thursdays. So the practice will be a little bit more of a typical vinyasa class. So not quite power vinyasa, but it'll be about a typical vinyasa. So we'll be doing sun salutations for the next few Thursdays because we are landing on some big moon cycles. We have the new moon, we have full moon, we have quarter moon. So that'll be an interesting way for us to kind of see how the moon energies correspond. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you soon. Take care.